special surprise for our community connection this month, music. We introduce you to the unique group Beyond Sight, two members in the house of Beyond Sight. Rhonda Scott, appreciate you being here. Looking forward to hearing your talents. And Steve Pesh, all about Steve Pesh you are. Okay, well, we're going to talk before we play. Rhonda, congratulations. Good things are happening in your life. Tell me about Beyond Sight. Yeah.
Beyond Sight was founded last year in February by my husband, Steve. We have two Steves in the band. My Steve plays drums, and my Steve plays guitar. And my husband and I formed Beyond Sight last year. We've had quite a few member changes, but here we are today and pretty solid.
What makes you unique?
We want to be unique for the variety of music we play. Right now we play pretty much anything from Patsy Cline to Dwight Yoakam to Hall & Oates. It's pretty much all in there, and that's our goal, to play all styles of music.
Steve, what brings you to the group?
Just a meeting we had a little over a year ago where I met the Scotts, and like a joint thing we did together, and then they just happened to call me back in the spring, and I'm always about doing music whenever I can do music, so I checked them out at that point, and we've been working hard at it since. It's definitely a unique musical endeavor, you know, that we formed here. It's new for me. I've enjoyed it. Learning how to play with them being visually impaired has been a challenge for me, but I think actually I've learned and I've improved because of it, because I'm not going on some cues that I was used to, so it's kind of brought a different thing to my hearing, the way I hear the music, and making sure that what I'm doing I'm relaying to them, and vice versa, without being able to actually have visual cues with each other. So that has been challenging, but nothing that I've ran from. I've actually enjoyed it, because I think it really kind of brings you into the music even a little bit deeper than you normally would with everybody seeing, you know, so you have to kind of approach it a little bit differently. Yep. So maybe that brings it out a little bit differently also. But so that's how it came to be, and we've been going at it. We definitely stay busy. We do play a whole bunch of different things. Try to give them, you know, you never know who might be listening to you that time. Anything from the old rockabilly, they called it, up through some good old rock and roll to some country and a little bit of the Motown sound. And so that's kind of our niche, kind of being a variety for what might be needed that night. And so far we've been succeeding. We've been succeeding.
Super. Tell me about the name of the band, and then a little bit of how you make this happen, Rhonda.
Beyond Sight was a name that my Steve and I came up with when we formed the band, and the first thing most people automatically assume is that the name is based on two people being visually impaired, but it's actually based on the perception that sighted people have of the world. Everything they know today pretty much is what they see, and everything around them, you know, is an icon or a sign. They know what a sign means without words, and they just look at something and it's a visual cue. And to us, Beyond Sight means, you know, looking into something more with your heart and soul rather than seeing it with your eyes.
Now we're going to be hearing you play the keyboard and singing. Is that correct?
Yes.
How are you playing the keyboard when you can't see?
Well, what I always tell people is that you shouldn't be looking at the keys anyway when you play.
Steve, talk to me. You do some benefits, you do some festivals. You're treated like any other band.
Oh, yeah. Certainly, yep. They've brought me into these benefits a lot more than I'm even normally used to doing. So we've done 3 or 4 of them this summer down in the Door area, and which is where Rhonda is from, the Door area.
We did one at Indian Lake. It was unlimited opportunities for the blind this summer.
Do you reach out to your fellow brothers and sisters who are visually challenged and serve as a role model?
Not intentionally. that isn't what we want it to be about. But I think people do see us as role models because we're out doing something we love to do, and it's challenging to be a musician and stay busy and keep playing and travel. It's challenging for anyone.
Yeah.
So I think that though we don't tout ourselves as being role models, that we end up being them.
Yeah, you're good. Steve, where will you play? Where do we find you play? Who's an audience? Who's in your audience these days?
Well, like I say, it is a variety from the younger to the older, and we can play a little bit depending on who might be there. We did the Rib Fest this year down in Kalamazoo, which is where we're based out of. Some of the spots down in there, such as Wild Bull and such. But constantly trying to keep busy, and we haven't had any trouble so far. And just make it fun when we're playing, so people have fun when they see us doing what we do, you know, which is kind of a natural thing for us pretty much. So, and since I've joined the band, I know they like me stomping my boots. So if I got my
Absolutely.
He's a
boots,
boot
That
stomper?
makes
if
it so
I'm
much
boot
fun.
stomping, then we probably got to go
Join
pretty-
in too,
Yeah,
Rhonda.
that's
Oh,
a good.
yes.
That's a good cue for us. Actually, I found, which I never knew that before I joined these, but that's turned out to be a good cue.
Yeah. Rhonda, do you write songs? Do you or you're Steve? Do any writing?
Occasionally. We've been too busy to write lately because we play so often, and then we have day jobs as well. But I occasionally do, yeah. A lot of word fragments, and I have a whole notebook full of stuff that I write.
Yeah. What's your background, Steve?
I'm from Muskegon originally. Been in Kalamazoo for about 30 years. Played music forever, but didn't actually get out in public till about 10 years ago myself. So it's still very exciting, still new, because I started a little later on as far as getting out about and getting to do it. So I, like her, have to have a real regular job.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days we won't, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, and then to play the music to make you forget about all those other things, which it really much is what it's all about, you know,
Yeah.
and convey that to the people, and that's what we've been trying to do.
Well, Rhonda, we're going to hear from the two of you. I know you have other members in the band, and what will we hear from you? What are you gonna share?
We are going to play one of my favorite songs from Patsy Cline, and I really love her story because she blossomed later on in life and unfortunately didn't get to stay with us, but she was gone in the early 60s in a plane crash. But we're going to play Walking After Midnight.
Ooh, that's nice. So Walking After Midnight by Rhonda and this Steve
And then we'll do a John Mellencamp song,
afterwards.
Pink
All right,
Houses.
let's take a listen.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I go out walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. That's why I'm walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. Stop to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere a-walking after midnight, searching for me.
All right, applause, applause. Beyond Sight. Oh my goodness, where do we find out more information, good lady?
You can find us at facebook.com/BeyondSightMI.
Beyond Sight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your day.
But ain't that America for you and me? Ain't that America something to see, baby? Ain't that America home of the free? Yeah. Little pink houses for you and me. Yeah, now for you and me. Yeah. That's right. Tell him, Rhonda.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's people and more people. But what do they know? No, no, no. They go to work in some high rise and vacation down the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, yeah. And there's winners and there's losers. But that ain't no big deal. 'Cause a simple man